Welcome back. Part 2. You nervous?
Just putting the mic on. Hello, everyone.
Hola.
Yeah, a little bit sweaty, Betty O confetti,
Yeah,
but yeah, this going to be interesting.
it's going to be interesting. It's
If
going
it's
to be good.
anything, if it's anything like yours, then
Yeah.
it's going to be fun.
I'm excited.
Are you?
My palms are still sweating.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see how it go.
So,
See how I answer on the spot in it.
how have you been lately?
I've been good. Life is good. Work is good. Can't really complain very much. But yeah, just about a week ago, just find out some stuff that you weren't really expecting, and it kind of
Yeah.
knocks you for six. And obviously, I messaged you and called you
Yeah.
to have a quick chat about it, and just me. Yeah, it was kind of one of those situations where you find some news, and you kind of just got to deal with it. Like we obviously talked about the mental health thing. Like you just have to accept that what's happening's happening, and you try and deal with it the best way you could. And
Would
talk about
you
it.
would you be able to give any information on that? On what we spoke about?
Um,
On what the topic's about?
yeah. Um,
You don't have to, obviously, and you can be as discreet as possible.
yeah. So, I just found out that my ex is just obviously dating someone else. So then it was obviously pretty hard hitting. Not that I think, I don't want to be with the young lady, but yeah, it was just one of those things. I'm sure anyone and everyone can relate whenever they break up with their ex and then they finally say that that person's moved on. It's quite hard hitting, especially if it's completely out of the blue and not really expected, because we're not in each other's lives. So yeah,
I think when your ex moves on, it's a really weird situation, even if you don't want to be in that relationship anymore.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a strange
it
feeling.
is. Which I don't, but yeah, it's just intense.
It's weird.
Hard hitting.
Yeah, it's weird. Are there any habits you're trying to break at the moment?
Um, Trying to accept compliments. I think, if that makes sense.
What do you mean?
I get really awkward when people genuinely give me compliments out of the blue. Someone said this to me the other day when they were saying something really nice, is stop, enough,
Really?
yeah,
I've never known that.
yeah.
That's really new. That's new
I said this.
information.
Remember, we're in that group chat with TBD, and I was just because I think she gave you a compliment, and then you're just like, I'm waiting to hear what you's gonna write, and then I was like, we're totally different. You enjoy compliments,
Yeah.
and it does make a difference to how you feel about yourself. Whereas with me, um, compliments kind of, as much as I appreciate them, they make me feel slightly uncomfortable. But yeah, I'm trying to fix that. Apparently, it's a Virgo thing. Apparently,
Classic Virgo.
yeah.
Classic.
Love a bit of astrology.
How is it you try to fix that?
Just start bloody accepting it, and just it is what it is. People are allowed to say good things about you, and if they see you as a nice person, they want to give you a compliment or give you kudos or whatever. You just have to accept that that's a part of life. People are going to say nice things and bad things. So when people say good things, you should accept it and appreciate it, and not feel awkward.
Fair enough. That's a good point. I think that's a good thing to work on. I think some people can definitely find compliments quite hard to take
Yeah.
when maybe they haven't felt that they deserve it.
Mm.
That can be a big thing.
Bar. Someone
Bar.
said that to me the other day.
I love
Yeah.
when people say that. Bar. You're like, oh, that's nice.
See, you got a little compliment there.
Thanks, mate.
You're loving life, smiling behind the camera.
I'm so happy right now. If you've seen part one, I got a very nice compliment as well.
Lovely.
What is your worst or most interesting traveling story?
Worst or most interesting? Traveling story. Hmm. I haven't really got any like anything like that's bad or interesting. I think the worst one was probably when I was in Patong in Thailand, and we got convinced to go to a ping pong show.
Oh, love those ping pong shows.
Horrible,
I've heard that they're good anyway.
horrible, horrible experience.
Yeah,
So
awful.
initially I got convinced to go on stage. I wasn't even intoxicated, so at this point of the night, so it was already awkward as hell. Went onto the stage, and then they tied me up, and then they started like stripping my clothes off and down to my boxers. And the aircon was very, very, very high inside the inside the bar, and they were they were literally just about to pull my boxers down. I was like, please do not pull my boxers down. I'll beg of you. And then they literally like pulled it down just like to about to about my knee, and, and only half came out.
I knew you were going to say. I literally was waiting for that. You're like, oh, thank God, thanks for that. I really appreciate you not relieving all.
If you'd pulled it down to my ankles, everything would have been on show.
There are loads of black guys listening to this going, it is what
It
it
is what it
is.
is. A blessing and a curse, some might say. No, but they pulled it like halfway down and then pulled it up, and I swear I've never sweated as much in my life. And then after that, they started like putting turtles in their vaginas and spitting them out, and I was like, right, it's time to go. That was a very, very weird and uncomfortable experience. That when they just started like using the animals and all that. Yeah, I'm pretty um chilled when I drink and stuff. So in terms of crazy and weird stories, I never really end up in those ridiculous situations like loads of my other friends have.
Fair enough.
Hmm.
At what point in a relationship do you mention to the bird that you can't swim?
I can't swim. Shut your mouth. Whoever asked this, there's just so many people that it could have been. Could have been Matt. It could be Lee. Piece of shit. I can swim. Black
Uh,
people can swim.
Sound very
There's
defensive.
actually a massive history behind that, but we'll do that. We'll do that for another episode. But yes, I can swim, so I don't feel the need to tell females.
Yeah,
I
of
just can't
course.
dive very well.
Yeah, okay, of course.
Yeah.
No, no problem. What's your first experience living out of home?
Oh, my first experience living out of home was uni.
What
Um,
was that like?
oh, it was great. Went away to uni. Well, not away. It was still in Northern Ireland, but obviously over in the UK and Ireland and stuff. Um,
Oh, it was in
Derry, yeah.
Derry, yeah.
Obviously, like when you go to uni, most people back home they always move and live on campus and stuff. So that was an experience, just having that independence and freedom.
What was that first? I guess the question I'm asking is, what was that first feeling like? You go from living under your under
Yeah,
home to moving. What was that?
I think the freedom, and you felt as if adulthood, quote unquote, had started. Looking back now, that was not adulthood whatsoever.
Yeah.
But like, I think it was the feeling of freedom and being able to almost do whatever you wanted to do. Obviously, with my mum, if I ever went out, she trusted me, like 100%. But as long as I told her where I was, she didn't mind. Like if I went on a night out and I wasn't going to come home that night, as long as oh, by the way, I'm not going to come home, I'm going to stay at a friend's, she didn't care. So I think it was that transition of going to uni and me living out of home, and then not having to like message her and let her know where I am all the time was like a massive thing. And then also just in conjunction with that, going to uni and everyone being in that same boat of like young, just out of school and meeting all these like completely new people. Everyone obviously just on that same high of freedom and having that student loan to spend on things that you weren't supposed to spend on.
what do you look for in a friend?
Um, Loyalty, in the sense that because I find it very difficult to trust people,
Hmm.
I feel like if I feel as if I can tell you things and you won't talk about them to other people or bitch about me behind my back, then we're always going to be good friends. Because I've been in a situation in friendships before where like I would consider them a really good friend, but then I was always like, are they talking about me badly to other people? And that's not a nice feeling in any relationship that you're in, friendship, professional, intimate, like that feeling of not knowing what that person will say about you when you're not in the room is not a very, very, very nice feeling. And then also comfort, which also coincides with the loyalty thing. You want to feel comfortable around that person, being able to be 100% unapologetically authentic around them. I
Very true.
think I think those two are probably the main ones. My expectations of people aren't very high. I always say expect the worst but hope for the best, because if you expect the worst then you won't let down, but you always like hope that what you think about a situation and what you think people are will exceed exceed your thoughts.
What's the time you felt most trapped?
Probably before I left to travel. I think that was a part of the reason why I left Northern Ireland. I just felt like that there wasn't enough there for me to stay. I wasn't excited about living there. The lifestyle that I was getting in Northern Ireland wasn't one that I could see myself living um long term. And I think I got very comfortable, and and it wasn't like a nice comfort. It wasn't a comfort of content. It was a comfort because it was easy. It's a very small country, small city. You know everyone. Everyone knows everyone's business, and there just wasn't very like enough there for me to make me want to stay. I was working for myself, doing the videography stuff with a few small jobs here and there, but like that wasn't going to be enough for me to just to stay there and live. I'd broken up with my girlfriend about a year before I decided to leave to travel, and then that breakup was just like she wasn't even living in Northern Ireland at the time. So then even that aspect of it was like, oh, like I don't want to date anyone here. I'm working for myself with these little side jobs. Like I have no like commitment that forces me to stay. Um, so then I was like, yeah, I'm leaving, and that like I was trapped, but I wasn't trapped and not unable to leave. Which is a good thing because I know a lot of people can be trapped or feel trapped, but then they're in a position where they've committed to a job or relationship, and it's like it's just very hard to navigate out of that. So I was lucky in a sense where me feeling trapped, then I was able to just make that decision that I'm going to leave, and boom, 4 years later, I'm still here recording a podcast.
Why do you think your relationships haven't worked out?
Lord.
Bars.
um, I kind of know this. So I'm just trying to. Well, I think I know this. This is what I, from self-reflecting, I think it's probably been my inability to accept love, and that could be for many reasons, but I think the main one is my ability to accept love, and I'm not sure why that is. That could be um that maybe I'd feel like I don't deserve it. Maybe I feel that I'm not capable of returning the love. But I've been in a number of situations where I've been dating a girl or seeing a girl, and she's been like marriage material, and I just couldn't couldn't get over the hump, couldn't emotionally, mentally, fully commit. And it's not like the relationship was hard. Like the relationships were good, they were easy, they were great to spend time with. But I think the main one is it's my inability to accept it. And there could also be a thing about trust as well. Like I feel like that if I was to give my all to someone, then I'm giving them the ability to hurt me or break my heart. It's kind of the same with my
Oh.
ex from what are we 2000 2021.
Mm.
So 2015, I was dating in a relationship with this girl, and I was 100%. She knows this. I was 100% fully in it. Like, just got out of uni, met her through a friend, and we started dating. Ended up in a relationship, whatever, and I was like 100% in it. And she was just in a place where she just wasn't able to give all of herself to me, and I was the opposite. I was ready to give all of myself to her, and then we ended up having to separate ways so she could quote unquote find herself and fix all the traumas that she had um, been through.
Talk about authenticity. That was good. It's a good
Mm.
answer. If I told you you were going to die in 5 years, what would you do differently? I think that's an interesting question because if I gave you 1 year, it'd be very different to 5 years. 1 year would always be, I assume, let loose, blow out. But 5 years, you can do a lot with 5 years.
Yeah, you can do a lot with 5 years,
What would you do differently?
as in how I would change my life.
However,
Um,
you take that question.
what I would do differently. Um, I think I would definitely travel more. I think I think the main thing I would do, I'd probably pick up Oakley, and if COVID wasn't a thing, traveling the world would be the one thing I'd do, because I think a lot of people want to do that, see the world, see all the wonders of the world, see all these beautiful videos and images that we see on social media. Everyone wants to experience that, but life just takes its toll. You have a job, maybe it's the lack of funds, maybe you're thinking of the future, but when you don't have a future, your whole mindset and how you view life is going to be completely different. So like money wouldn't even be like an option. Like I would just pack up and I would just go. I would I'd risk it all and try and find that truly mad deep love and have one last ride of romance, if that makes sense.
Oh,
That might make sense.
no,
Like,
it's a good answer.
so
That's a
like
good answer.
instead of traveling and maybe sleeping with loads of random birds, I would try and find And obviously be completely upfront with this person, like, look, I've got 5 years left, but you're amazing, and I'd love to spend my next 5 years with you. Like, that would be
Ooh.
unreal.
Bars.
That would be class. No, I'm thinking about it. Yeah, that'd be it.
Do you want to take a breather?
Oh yeah, I haven't been breathing very much.
Ooh.
Get a drink of water.
That was just over 20 minutes.
Okay.
There were some questions I left out.
Was it done?
Yeah, part one.
Oh, part one. Okay.
Yeah. There were some questions I left out because I was like, I don't know how to get through all of these. I realised we were at like 12 minutes and I was like, I've got like 5 left.
Also, if you want to cough, if you just press that button, it mutes you.
Ah, okay.
And then
Is this my one?
Yeah, number 1. Talk. Yeah. So if you want to cough, whatever, just press that.
There we go.
Right, I'm ready.
Welcome back. Part 2 of part 2. What is your party trick and or fun fact?
My party trick is that I can pull my belly button out.
You've never shown me this. Do you want to show the audience?
I feel like I have.
You've tried to, but you've never shown it.
Oh,
We were away for Christmas.
my hands are sweating though. I'll try and do it.
Is this? No. You need to come to this one.
This one.
Oh, this is.
I don't think I'll be able to do it. Oh, okay. Can you see it?
Yeah, that's gross.
But then it goes back in.
Oh, that's gross.
It's like an innie/outie. But
Oh, ladies, he is single.
it is what it is.
What is your fun fact?
My fun fact.
Yeah, so I said party trick and or fun fact. So have you got a fun fact?
What the hell even counts as a fun fact? I represented Northern Ireland at Mr. World
Did you?
in 2014.
No, I've never heard about that before.
Yeah.
Feel free to not talk about it anymore. Who is the best Laker of all time?
Ooh. Best Laker of all time. It's between two, Kobe or Magic Johnson, but I'll probably go for Kobe. Kobe Bryant.
What's the most interesting category of porn you have watched or are currently watching at the moment?
Interesting category of porn.
They're similar to the question you asked me.
Did you just add that in because I asked you it?
No, it was pretty much the same person that gave you that question, gave me that question.
Oh, the little shit.
Yeah. Oh, that's how I knew it was her.
Okay. Oh, this is weird. I'm so sorry, mother. I don't watch porn, but if I were to watch porn,
Lord Jesus.
if I was to watch porn, because I don't, it would be.
Sweat in your palms.
Oh my goodness. It would probably be not that crazy. Probably just a black dude having sex with a girl in a threesome.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ever?
But two different races though.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's so cultured.
Yeah. All about diversity.
Oh, I was hoping for something really, really dodgy.
Yeah, I'm not you, mate.
Whoa. I don't watch porn.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, what? What's porn?
You've been banned.
No. Police have shut me down. What were you like in high school?
I was pretty much the exact same person as I am now. Obviously more immature. I was definitely like,
Were you popular?
yeah, I was like the only black kid in school, so that helped. But yeah, I would consider that I was somewhat popular, in school. I was definitely like a class clown type of person, always trying to make people laugh. I wasn't a bad kid, but I would just always try to make people laugh. But as a teacher, obviously that's just bloody annoying when you're trying to teach a class. And also one thing I would say about me in school is that I probably didn't try as hard as I should have. When it came to my studies and exams and stuff, still did pretty well, but like my potential to do way better was there. And I think That was one of the biggest things that frustrated my mum. It's because she knew, because when I lived in Jamaica, my grades were unreal. Because I took it seriously. My grandparents were teachers, so I did extra tutor. Well, not tutoring, but they just gave me extra work after school. But I think, yeah, I was very much a class clown, made people laugh, fun to be around, athletic, and yeah, I should have definitely tried a bit harder in school.
What's the most interesting thing that's happened to you on a first date? There's one story in particular.
On a first date,
Hmm.
I don't know if that wasn't the first date. If you're thinking about that, if what I'm thinking is what you're thinking.
What? Where? When was that?
What date was it?
Yeah.
It was the second date.
Okay. What's the most interesting thing that's happened after you brought someone back?
Oh my goodness.
Big shout out to whoever you are.
My head hurts. I might have to plead the fifth in that one. I'm definitely pleading the fifth in that one.
If you've listened to this and you know he's talking about you,
I'm gonna message her once I'm out of this. Like a please, she probably won't even care. But
no, I don't think she would. I mean, I don't know
You
her.
don't know
but-
her?
No, I know, but I can tell.
What?
She sounds like an absolute superstar.
She is.
We all love you. All the lads love you.
They don't. No one knows
No, no one knows.
besides besides Dan.
Yeah, besides me and all the boys. So would there be something that's interesting that's happened on a first date? The most interesting thing, random thing, something that sticks in your mind.
On a first date.
Yeah.
Most interesting.
Apart
thing.
from being noticed as Mr. Northern Ireland.
Oh man, it is what it is. Mr. Worldwide, they call me.
That's not cause of modelling.
What's the most interesting thing that's happened on a first date? I don't think I've ever actually had anything that would like actually stands out. That's interesting. I've been not like it wouldn't be interesting, but like I went on a date with this girl once, and then we got very drunk, and we ended up going to this like bar in the city. It was like a backpacker bar. It's maybe like I had Oakley at the stage. This was like maybe 2 years ago.
Single dad life.
In the winter, love it. And we went to this bar, and we ended up like playing limbo in the middle of the bar.
That's cool.
It was a great date. Like we literally was like, oh, where do we go next? And then we ended up in this random bar. I can't remember the name of the bar, but we've been there so many times as backpackers. And we went in. We were still in our work clothes, whatever. Rocked into this bar, and then they were started playing limbo. And yeah, that was probably quite interesting and fun because the night took a turn that I wasn't expecting. Being limbo, not anything other than that.
Keeping it PG.
Mm-hmm.
Would you have sex with your best friend?
Yes.
You would?
I have loads of best friends though.
Like a female best friend?
Obviously.
Yeah. Would you?
It depends on the dynamic of the friendship. And depends where we both are.
Do you think it would affect it in a negative? It could affect it in a would you?
That goes down to dynamic though, and it depends what both our intentions are.
So you wouldn't see there's like a kind of line there. You wouldn't see it as like a black and white line of nah, you just don't like do that. It would kind of just be like determined.
No, I could go for the easy answer and say no, but I think any dude would be lying if he said like if he had a good looking best friend, like he wouldn't consider it.
That's a very fair point.
And you're all lying. If any guy here is listening, be like, I wouldn't have sex with my hot best friend. That's a lie. You consider it, even if you would initially like finally say yes or no. Sorry, you would like think about it.
I think a lot of us would. But I think one of the I always think that maybe it's because I've just seen, not that I've been in the experience because I haven't, but I've seen bad experiences where it just hasn't worked out. A lot of the time they've ended up seeing each other, and it's like they only saw each other because they were sleeping with each other, and then it's just like it just didn't work out. All we wanted was to have sex. So I've never seen it done successfully.
Yeah.
Maybe if I did, I would have a slightly different opinion.
Hmm.
But I think you've told me a few times where you've known people where it has been okay.
Yeah.
So
Just
fair
goes
play.
down to intentions and what you want or need.
Could you forgive someone for cheating on you?
Hmm. At this stage of life, being 28, no. When I was younger, when I was, from around school age up until uni, if it had happened then, probably, because I would just put it down to being young, growing, exploring life, whatever.
Why not now then?
Because I feel like now, if I'm gonna be in a relationship, I'm not gonna get into a relationship just for the sake of it. You know what I mean? So if
Fair
I'm
point.
gonna commit to this person, it's because I actually see a future. So if they cheat, then they obviously didn't, and I'm not here to fuck spiders. You know what I mean?
Fair point.
Not here to waste time. So yeah, at this stage in life, it's a no for me.
Bars. When do you feel most connected to your friends?
Um, when do I feel most connected to my friends? I think one on ones. I feel connection can easily get lost when there's a lot of distractions. Um, it's almost like if you use the analogy of having a puppy. It's like when you're trying to connect with them, when you're trying to teach them stuff. If there's a lot of distractions around them, it's very hard to gain their attention. So I feel whenever I feel most connected with people is when I'm with them one on one and able to almost delve in to a deeper part of their emotion and their psyche. Because when you're in a group situation, you find that like it's very hard to talk about things that actually matter. You just chat shit, chat about the most random things that do matter because it's good to have those kind of like conversation because they help to build rapport and stuff and grow the relationship to someday maybe lead to that more intense kind of conversation. But I think the one on ones when I'm in the house on the sofa just chatting or on a walk, like I feel like that's when I'm most connected. That's both in every aspect of life.
When do you feel most distant from them?
Whenever I'm at a point in life, whenever whenever I'm in a point in life that I need to be my own, if that makes sense. I go through phases where I just don't want to be around people. So it's not even about them being distant, it's about just me needing that space. I've been through points where I've just like was not in the mood to socialize and speak. And then yeah, that's just when I've felt most distant from them.
What does home mean to you?
Um it means comfort, it means happiness, it means family, and family can be blood. Family can be the people that you meet because I would consider Sydney home. Um, and it means freedom.
What is your worst trait that you're aware of?
My inability to trust people. Um, yeah, my inability to trust, and that could be yeah, people go through past traumas and past experiences that forge who they are in the present and in conjunction who they are in the future. And I feel like I've been through certain situations where I've just put myself in a position where I do find it hard to trust people. And that's something that I need to do. People always say like I don't like open up enough. I'm like a closed book. It takes a lot for me to actually communicate my feelings to people. So I feel like that's something that I need to fix, which I'm working on.
Yeah, I think so. From what I can see.
Thank you, sir.
What is your best trait that you're aware of?
I'm always positive. Yeah, I would say
I'd agree with that.
positivity is definitely one thing that I try to bring in every room that I walk into, no matter how I'm feeling. I never try to use, if I'm in a bad mood, I never put that on anyone because it's like they shouldn't have to suffer because I'm just in a shit mood, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that I don't deal with the shit mood that I'm in, but whenever I'm in around people, positivity is definitely one thing, and energy is one thing that I always try and yeah, bring into people's lives. I've been told that by quite a few people over the past year and stuff that that's one thing they always feel when I'm around, which is always nice to hear.
I'd say that's true as well. I'd say that's yeah, it's definitely a quality that you have. A lot of positivity, which is can be a lot really helpful to other people around you. I know other people have said that to you as well. Have you ever been in love?
Yeah, I have.
You would say that now looking back that you were definitely in love?
Mm.
Fair. Do you want to go into some detail?
Um,
Not like necessarily about the person,
you
but about
see,
the...
I always have this. I always question myself when I'm dating a girl for a period of time. I always ask myself, am I in love or am I in love with the idea of being in love?
That's a very... Yeah, I think a lot of people have that.
Yeah.
When they look back. It's...
Yeah. I'm like,
You can go in a thought loop on that for hours.
am I in love with this person or am I in love with the idea of falling in love? Am I in love with the future with this person? Do I love what I'm in the present? And that's what I always ask myself. And every time I look back, I'm like, yeah, I was definitely, I would consider like myself, I would have been in love with this person. Never told her, but she probably knows who this. If she's listening, she definitely knows this is her as well.
I think I know the person.
Yeah. But yeah, like we have a good relationship, good rapport with each other still. We support each other in everything that we're doing, in life. Um, but yeah, it was just, it's one of those things. One of the hardest things in life is when the universe, um, one of the hardest things in life is when the universe allows you to meet the person that you think you should be with, but it's the wrong time.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Define what love means to you. Try and do it in 3 words if you can.
3 words. Comfort. Bliss. But also euphoric.
Euphoric. I like that.
Yeah.
What's the most important thing to remember when dealing with extreme amounts of pressure?
That you can only control what you can control. There's no point stressing about the things that you can't control because you can't control them. But if you can control them, then why stress? Like if you know that the situation that you've been dealt is that I can fix this,
Yeah.
there's no need to stress about it. But if you can't fix it, then why stress? It's
That's a very good
it's the
point.
same in the work. I think the workplace is one of the biggest ones, and also relationships. Like if you can't fix a situation, then there's no point stressing about it because you actually can't fix it. But if you know you can fix it, there's no point stressing about it. You just have to. Well, I do this anyway. I just calm myself down, sit down, and just evaluate what the best and most feasible options are to fix the problem. But I don't think you should stress about it.
Finally, describe yourself in 3 words and why.
Um, Jesus, my mind just gone blank. Um,
Take your time.
Positive, as I mentioned before.
Yeah.
I always try to bring that sort of side into my life and other people's lives. Um, Thoughtful. I try to put other people's needs before mine, and ambitious. I have an idea of what I want my life to look like, and even though I'm not there yet, I'm definitely working towards that direction
I think
to get there.
a really interesting quote that I heard. I think it's from a book called Mindset. Is that becoming is always better than being.
Mm, I like that.
Because if you've already got that, there's nothing else to chase for. Becoming is always better than being.
Ooh. Are we done?
How'd you feel?
I'm gonna have to change my t-shirt on my shirt. I'm actually sweating.
That was good.
Right, we're done.